Okay, 40 Days with the Savior. I just have to share right now the most perfect thing that happened. It was amazing. So this morning was stressful. Took my son to see Santa. Did not go well. Was not a happy camper. So we said, let's go and mail the letter to Santa at the post office. So I was going there to mail Christmas gifts anyway. So that's what we did. Went there. That was stress, trying to get him to get his name and write his picture and all of the things and get it. And we did. But now I needed to mail my plethora of family gift boxes. And my printer was not printing labels this morning, of course. So I am handwriting all the addresses plus the return address on the Christmas card envelope that was going on the gift Christmas box. So I start doing those and my son's already done and he's running around. And then the postal worker comes out, our favorites, and she says, hey, can I help you get started with those? I'm like, you bet. She starts it and she said, oh man, this is going to cost you a fortune. I went, no. So she figured out a cheaper way, but that meant, of course, rewriting all of the addresses. So I was standing there thinking, what's the best thing to do? Started doing it and a lady steps out of line and says, can I help you with this? And of course, my instinct as a woman is, no, I'm good, right? And she said, no, I'm happy. I've got time. I can do this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So taking my own advice, I received. And I said, you know what? That would be great. So she helped me. And we made this little sort of line of sticking and taping and writing and stuffing and getting it done. It was so great. But my son was already starting to be done. And then right then, who walks in the post office but my neighbor who has two boys that are my son's best friends. And so they were able to just hang out while she's waiting in line and he is taken care of. So we get all of that done and I was absolutely thrilled. It was such a joy. Especially, it was a little cherry on top because it brought me back to years ago. One of the most tender experiences I've had at Christmas was that I was able to help an elderly gentleman in the post office who was struggling and whose wife had just passed away and he was trying to do his Christmas cards. And so here it was, this circle of life of service that came back full circle. It was just joyful and we were laughing and joking. And so I took a picture with her and she left and then we got everything wrapped up and finalized. And then I thought, you know what? I had an extra box of See's chocolates and I would have given Danish butter cookies to the postal workers, but because that's what we usually do. But I said, let's do it. So we wrote a little message on there and gave them a box of See's chocolates. And it was like this perfect experience and it made me think about the Savior. And do you know why? Because I realized he didn't do it just by himself. He had his 12 apostles. He had those people that helped him to get it done and make it happen. And when I think about that, it makes me feel so much better. Sorry, let me adjust this. Because here I was telling the people in the post office, I'm sorry, it takes a village to get my stuff out for Christmas. And one of the ladies said, I wish I had a village. And then I thought, you know what? As I was driving, the Savior had the apostles to help him. Now, I'm sure it was a frustration often because of them not being as far ahead, obviously, as he was spiritually. But he delegated. He allowed them to go and stand in his stead, to speak in his name, to serve, to do, even though it wasn't going to be exactly like the Savior. And together they helped so many. And so if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, it takes a village for me to get this all done, or you're thinking I'm doing it all by myself, then get your village. Allow other people to step in and help and know that that is a true principle, especially during these holiday seasons, that we can celebrate that the Savior did the same thing. I'm so grateful for this experience this morning. I'm walking on sunshine and I hope that you will too. 40 Days with the Savior. Enjoy it. Merry Christmas. And remember, ladies, let's keep it back to basics during this holiday season.